Hecate, the Greek goddess of magic, witchcraft, the moon, and crossroads, is one of the most complex and enigmatic figures in ancient mythology. Revered and feared for her associations with the supernatural, Hecate's influence spans from ancient Greece through the Middle Ages to modern pagan and Wiccan traditions. Her evolution from a protective deity to a symbol of occult knowledge reflects shifts in spiritual and cultural beliefs, as well as the enduring allure of mystery and transformation. 1. Origins and early representations. Hecate's origins are somewhat ambiguous, as she doesn't appear in the earliest Greek myths and may have originated in Asia Minor, particularly in Caria, modern-day Turkey. From there, she made her way into the Greek pantheon, where her attributes evolved and expanded over time. Roots in Anatolia. Some historians believe that Hecate's worship may have begun in Anatolia, Asia Minor, before becoming integrated into Greek culture. In early Carian mythology, she was associated with night, wilderness, and protection. Hesiod's Theogony. The earliest mention of Hecate in Greek literature appears in Hesiod's Theogony, 8th century BCE. Hesiod describes her as a powerful and benevolent goddess, honored by Zeus for her support of both gods and mortals. She was unique among the Titans for being allowed to retain her power after the Olympian gods took over. Triplicity. Hecate is often depicted with three faces or forms, symbolizing her ability to exist at the crossroads of realms, between the living and the dead, light and darkness, and earthly and celestial powers. This triplicity reflects her role as a goddess of boundaries and transitions. In early Greek representations, Hecate was primarily a protective deity, known for her ability to grant prosperity, safeguard cities, and watch over travelers. 2. Hecate and her domains. As her mythology developed, Hecate's associations grew to include more mysterious and darker aspects, aligning her with realms of the supernatural. She became particularly known as the goddess of witchcraft, magic, and the underworld, cementing her role as a powerful force in Greek religious life. Guardian of crossroads, Hecate was often honored at crossroads, which were seen as liminal spaces between the known and unknown, the earthly and the otherworldly. Offerings, called Hecate's suppers, were left at these places on the night of the new moon to invoke her protection. The underworld. Hecate's connection to the underworld deepened as she became associated with death, ghosts, and spirits. She was one of the few deities able to traverse the boundary between life and death freely, acting as a psychopomp, guide of souls. In some myths, she aids Persephone in her journeys to and from the underworld, reinforcing her position as a goddess of transitions and liminality. Magic and witchcraft. Over time, Hecate's role expanded to include associations with magic and witchcraft. She was invoked in spells and rituals, particularly those concerning protection, binding, and divination. Hecate was believed to grant practitioners the knowledge of herbs, charms, and the ability to influence the natural world. Through these domains, Hecate represented both benevolent and malevolent forces, embodying the dual nature of magic as a tool for good or ill. 3. Depictions and symbols of Hecate. Hecate's iconography reflects her role as a goddess of mystery and magic. She is often depicted with symbolic items associated with her powers, and her appearance changed over time as her mythology evolved. Triple form. Hecate is frequently depicted as three women or with three faces, symbolizing her dominion over crossroads and her ability to move between realms. This triplicity is thought to represent her role in overseeing past, present, and future, as well as her capacity to exist in the earthly, celestial, and underworld spheres. Torches. She is often shown holding torches, which symbolize illumination, knowledge, and her role as a guide through darkness. These torches also highlight her association with the night, a time of mystery and magical power. Dogs and keys. Dogs are often depicted at her side, serving as her loyal companions and guardians. Hecate was believed to control hellhounds and could hear their howls from the underworld. Keys symbolize her ability to unlock hidden knowledge, secrets, and access to different realms. Herbs and daggers. In later representations, particularly those related to witchcraft, she is often associated with herbs and daggers, symbols of her power over magic, healing, and protection. These symbols emphasize Hecate's complexity, portraying her as a goddess of knowledge, mystery, and liminality who moves through different worlds with ease. Before, worship and cult of Hecate. Hecate was revered across ancient Greece, and her worship spread as far as Rome and Thrace. She held a significant place in household and city-state religion, and her rites often took place at night, emphasizing her connection to the mysterious and supernatural. Household deity, Hecate was often invoked as a household protector, especially in her role as the goddess of crossroads and thresholds. Shrines to her were common at entrances to homes, where small offerings like food, garlic, and coins were left for her favor and protection. Hecate's suppers. These were offerings left for Hecate on the new moon, when she was believed to wander the earth with spirits and ghosts. The suppers often included food, eggs, honey, and bread, intended to appease her and protect the household from harm. Public worship and festivals. In some regions, Hecate had her own temples and festivals. Her public worship included rituals meant to honor her as a protector of cities and warriors. She was also called upon for justice, especially in cases where people believed they had been wronged. Hecate's worship was often solitary or conducted in small groups, reflecting the private and sometimes secretive nature of her followers. Hecate in the Hellenistic and Roman periods. During the Hellenistic period, Hecate's role evolved further, and her associations with magic, witchcraft, and the occult deepened. The Romans adopted her into their pantheon, seeing her as a powerful goddess capable of influencing both fate and fortune. Association with necromancy and the occult. Hecate became a central figure in necromancy, a form of magic focused on communicating with the dead. Her role as a liminal deity capable of crossing into the underworld made her ideal for rituals aimed at contacting spirits. Incorporation into Roman religion. The Romans adopted Hecate as part of their pantheon, associating her with their own goddess Trivia, who presided over crossroads and boundaries. She was also linked with Proserpina, the Roman counterpart to Persephone, reinforcing her association with the underworld. Influence on the magical papyri. Hecate appears frequently in the Greek magical papyri, a collection of spells and rituals from the late Roman Empire. In these texts, she is invoked as a goddess of powerful magic, protector of practitioners, and a guide through the supernatural realms. By the time of the Roman Empire, Hecate's image was firmly tied to witchcraft, sorcery, and the mysteries of the dead. Number 6. Hecate in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. In the medieval and Renaissance periods, Hecate was viewed through the lens of Christian demonology and mysticism. As a figure associated with witchcraft, she became a symbol of forbidden knowledge and the supernatural. Witchcraft and demonology. Christian theologians often associated Hecate with witchcraft, viewing her as a dangerous figure linked to heresy and magic. She became a symbol of occult knowledge, feared and reviled in texts on demonology and witch hunting. The Renaissance occult revival. During the Renaissance, a renewed interest in Greco-Roman mythology and magic led scholars and mystics to rediscover Hecate. Figures like Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa and other occultists saw her as a powerful deity who could be invoked for knowledge, protection, and transformation. Hecate's legacy as a goddess of witchcraft and magic was solidified during this period, cementing her place as a powerful figure in Western esoteric traditions. 7. Hecate in modern witchcraft and paganism. Hecate has experienced a revival in modern times, especially within Wicca, neo-paganism, and witchcraft. She is often revered as a goddess of magic, transformation, and feminine power. Wicca and neo-paganism. In modern Wicca and paganism, Hecate is celebrated as a triple goddess, embodying the maiden, mother, and crone. She is seen as a guardian of witches, a source of wisdom, and a guide through spiritual growth and transformation. Magic and rituals. Today, practitioners invoke Hecate in spells and rituals for protection, guidance, and mastery of magical arts. Her connection to the moon, crossroads, and liminality makes her an ideal figure for practitioners exploring themes of change, rebirth, and the unknown. Symbol of feminine power. In feminist spirituality, Hecate is often viewed as a symbol of empowerment, wisdom, and independence. Her role as a guide through life's